Bakau, Jufere, Serekunda, Brikama, Banjul. These are some of the places that you'll find in the Gambia, West Africa.
It's the land of smiling faces, and it's one of the greatest nations. It's the Gambia,
West Africa.
All the things you see there makes you want to be there in the Gambia.
In the Gambia.
Well, talking about the Gambia. Put your hands up in the Gambia. The smiling coast of Africa.
One of the best tourist destinations anywhere on the planet is the Gambia. It's called the Smiling Coast of Africa, and it's one of the most beautiful jewels in the whole continent of Africa. It is referred to as the Smiling Coast because of its geometric shape. For when you look at the Gambia on the map, it appears as a smile looking right back at you. The nature, the culture, and the people all make for a wonderful Gambian experience, one you'll never forget, long after you've left its peaceful shores. The Swedish discovered the Gambia as a tourist destination purely by accident in 1965. A small group of tourists from that country was on its way to a jungle resort in southern Senegal when their plane mistakenly landed at Yundum Airport in the Gambia. It was after the door of his small aircraft opened that Bertil Harding, the tour operator, realized his mistake but decided to stay anyway. To his surprise, what he had discovered turned into a new tourist destination. For the next 20 years, the Gambia became the most popular destination for Scandinavians, and his travel company, Vingresser, brought hundreds of thousands of tourists from there to this gem. Today, a main road leading to the Gambia's tourism development area is named after him. Despite its little size on the map, the Gambia is a country with big things, and culture is the foremost thing that binds Gambians together as one strong community. Each ethnic group found in the Gambia can also be identified by its culture. An example of these rich cultures are the griots, or Jalis, who are professional historians, praise singers, and musical entertainers, and are among the Mandinkas and Manding people. Major ethnic groups include the Fula, Jola, Mandinka, Sarahule, and Wolof. There is no part of the Gambia that is inhabited by one single ethnic group. The Mandinkas maintain a remarkably unified culture. Each ethnic group speaks its own language, but English is commonly spoken, as well as being the official language. It is also common for someone to speak between 2 to 4 of the local language. The most striking feature of the Gambia national culture is its ethnic diversity, with all of the ethnic groups making significant contributions to the country's social and economic history. This is what Gambians call the Gambian identity, bringing a common understanding and purpose and taking precedence over ethnic allegiances. The Gambian people and the River Gambia. Named after the River Gambia, which flows through its length from east to west for 300 miles. The Gambia is Africa's smallest country. The population is predominantly Muslim, with Christians of different denominations, including Anglicans, Methodists, and Roman Catholics. Friday is one of the holiest days on the Muslim calendar, and Muslims can be seen gathered in rows facing the east to observe the Friday noon prayers. There is, however, no fanaticism, and great understanding prevails between the religious and the ethnic groups, which is one of the reasons why the Gambia is one of the greatest places to live, with people from various faiths living together in harmony and celebrating each other's religious holidays. The Gambia meshes deeply with natural African customs, cultural motifs, and traditions. Known for its hospitality and being one of the most stable countries in Africa, the Gambia is home for a large immigrant community and refugees, mainly from various West African countries, India and Lebanon. In the past, the river's fame lay in the fact that, for sailing vessels, it was navigable at least as far as the country's eastern boundary. It is one of the finest waterways in West Africa. More recently, it has become the target for government development plans, including an extension to the port of Banjul, fisheries development, hydrological surveys, and a rice development project. In addition to ferries, ships, and cutters loaded with groundnuts, the country's main export crop can be seen plying up and down the river, and dugout canoes used by fishermen are also a common sight. Their existence, however, does not diminish the scene of tranquil beauty of the great river flowing majestically westward into the Atlantic Ocean. Favorite tourist destinations in the Gambia. Though the country is one of the smallest countries in Africa, it has a lot to offer and many interesting places to visit. Banjul, the capital city of the Gambia, is an island on the tip of a peninsula at the mouth of the river Gambia. Escaping the city, visitors to the Gambia will discover the nearby Abuko Nature Reserve, only 20 miles from the city center on the way to the Banjul International Airport. The reserve was established in 1977 to help protect and preserve the Gambia's flora and fauna for future generations. The reserve features diverse vegetation, over 200 species of birds, monkeys, hyenas, antelope, hippos, and crocodiles. Safaris can be arranged easily according to visitors' interests. Jufure, James Island, and Tendaba Camp. Situated in the center of the River Gambia, opposite the fishing village of Albreda, James Island was the site of a fortress which was originally built by the Courlanders, otherwise known as the Baltic Germans, in 1651. During the course of history, it changed hands several times between various European powers seeking control of trade on the River Gambia, but it ended up with the British. During the slave trade, it served as an important transit point from where slaves were shipped across the Atlantic to either the Americas or Europe. The ruins of the fort still stand on the tiny island, which is visited annually by thousands of tourists. Tendaba Camp, 100 miles upriver from Banjul, was the Gambia's first inland hotel, constructed to replicate an African village with traditional huts. The camp is a good starting point for day trips by boat, for bird watching, or to visit the West Kiang National Park, which was established in 1987 with over 300 species of birds, as well as the West African manatee, sinatunga, and antelopes. The setting for Alex Haley's novel Roots, Jufure is a traditional village. An easy trip from Banjul. Jufure is the village where the then small boy Kunta Kinte was kidnapped by slave traders and sent to America as a young slave. At nearby Fort Albreda and Fort James, visitors can see many reminders of colonial history. About 100 miles east of the Atlantic coast, the vegetation changes from swamps to thick forests, and many islands appear in the river. 5 of these, the largest of which is Baboon Island, form a park known for its chimpanzee rehabilitation project, designed to reacclimate chimps from labs and zoos to return to the wild. This chimpanzee rehabilitation project registered a great success with the multiplying chimps. The project has been working since 1969 and gives orphan chimps the chance to grow up in their natural environment. All one needs to do to find heaven is to simply walk out of the resort's gates onto miles of pristine beach, graced by soft and warm sunshine and cool sapphire waves. It's an experience never to be forgotten. There's always fun times in the Gambia. Whether you're jet skiing, windsurfing, horseback riding, or you just want to relax with a soothing massage, it's all yours. Tee-off time is whenever you want it in the Gambia. The Fajara Club has an 18-hole course which is close to most of the resorts. Enjoy a picturesque walk along a nature trail, or maybe you'd prefer to shop at one of the many exotic boutiques. You name it, it's all in the Gambia.